Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Neil on Burn versus Jared on Blue Red Delver. It's actually not going to be banned. Actually, tougher matchup, probably. I mean, I don't know that either of those decks are particularly happy to play against Burn. We've got Monastery Swiftspear swinging in, and Jared's already down to 13. Delver, not a defensive creature. Really not going to be effective at blocking at all, even if it flips. Very easy to get Swiftspear to survive that. Just a couple of spells. Realistically, I mean, you can just bolt the Delver so easily. There's just infinite removal spells when you're playing Burn versus decks with 2 toughness, and Jared's considering whether or not to attack. I think he makes the right call here and turns it sideways, plays another Delver, and he's going to need to find a way to race. May need Burn of his own. Riftbolt unsuspends. Goes upstairs as it should. Mistake that people make with Burn very often is throwing stuff at creatures too often. It's a very different thing than playing Control. When you're playing Delver, your bolts usually hit creatures. Playing Burn, pretty much all going upstairs, trying to close things out as quickly as possible. Eidolon of the Great Revels on board. Jared plays just about anything. He'll just be dead. This is real dangerous. 8. Just passing the turn back and forth means Neil will eventually get the burn that he needs. Sends, and I don't really know what could be done here, because kind of has to hope that Neil has literally nothing. He'll win the race if Neil can't play anything. That's something. Price of Progress. Gonna do 4 damage. Do we have a Daze? Daze would be amazing here. No, we don't. That is it. Swiftspear's gonna gang up to do the final points of damage. Yeah, Price of Progress really strong versus Blue-Red Delver right now, is they're not running any basics. They really can't afford to. They want to have access to blue and red with each of their non-wasteland lands. They're even running Steam Vents. So you're either playing Fetch Land, Volcanic Island, or Steam Vents. It's that mana hungry. Why I still like getting playsets of duels. Just in general, there's kind of a conversation in terms of how many of each dual land you want to own as a legacy player. I still kind of feel like you just want to get all 4 of each. Like, even if, let's say that there's all of a sudden a plateau deck that runs 4 plateaus, well, then you're probably just running out and getting plateaus at the same time as everyone else. That demand just went up. I'd rather just get them all. I think that's pretty reasonable play. Just getting your play set of dual lands. A really good goal. Pick the ones that you want to get to use, and then just continue to chip away at it until you have the whole set. People have been following that advice for decades from me, and it's worked out very well. Recently just bought a collection that was a literal down payment on a house. It wasn't even that impressive of a collection. I mean, I've bought better collections many, many times, but never a collection that expensive, just because of the increase in value that we've seen. I mean, buying a playset of dual lands, I suppose I'll make some rant videos about that, but I got a set of dual lands for $200 at auction. 4 of each. Not kidding. All right, so we've got Goblin Guide, Getting Dazed, Firefight here. On the play, helpful there, getting that island down for days. And, oh, another Goblin Guide. I mean, it's good that the first one got countered. This would get really out of control otherwise. And, ooh, Days kind of played directly into Jared lightning bolting the Goblin Guide. Neil taking that opportunity to throw a bolt upstairs at Jared's dome, but yeah, he ends up getting dazed. Given the lack of pressure for Jared, it would not be unreasonable to play around daze. Chain Lightning played while he doesn't have access to double red. Dragon Rage Channeler. This card could operate like a mini Sylvan Library here every time Jared plays an instant or sorcery, doing a ton of damage to him. All right, yeah, Eidolon. That's going to stop the efficiency that Dragon Rage creates. These Ponders and Brainstorms not nearly as attractive now that there's going to be 2 damage at a time tacked onto him. Plays it anyways. Got a Ponder, which eats a red Elemental Blast. It's like Jared was considering dazing that. Doesn't. Bolt. Lava Spike. Still doing a bunch of damage to himself, but more damage to Jared. I think that's all that's going to matter. Expressive Iteration, normally not the type of card that you'd put in the graveyard off of your Surveil trigger. Usually it's like exactly what you want. Oh, he does have a non-basic. Or a basic. Interesting. That is not typical from the list I've been seeing. Basic Island. I wonder if that's sideboard. Pretty weak card for the sideboard. Murktide Regent, though. That is a big boy. He is down to 5 after fetching. Eidolon's not likely to be able to get in here, but that is a huge guy down to 2. And the last card in hand is Fire Blast. Of course it is. That's how you play burn. Lightning Bolt, and then float some mana. Fire Blast to the face to close it out. Neil coming back to Magic and picking up a win on camera. Burn.